8 out is the count in the 6th frame. And Handegard right now seeing his chances slipping away as the lead now is extended to 27. And if you're Jimmy Certain, you got to love that because you're sitting on the bench when it happens.
Yeah, the guy has the chance to close it to 3, and he opens. You know you're going to win then.
Bounces back with a little swish of the 5. Handegard with a smile, but he trails in the latter stages of game number 1. One looks at John Handegard and realizes what an outstanding qualifier he is, and yet he's 1-7 in championship round appearance play.
There's something lacking there. You see the 5-pin just barely getting over and nudging out the 7. It's a mental approach. It's confidence. Certain gets the break.
Well, that time it was a right cross, and Certain spending an extra few seconds gazing once again at lane 26.
Well, last time he hit there and he left the 7 and the 10. This time he gets the kick on the 10 and the 7 went early.
Well, can you will him down with positive mental attitude?
I guess some people believe that.
Okay. Well, you see the key double in the 6th and the 7th. 37-pin advantage for Jimmy Certain. Of course, the winner of this game will take on Dave Toole. Dick Weber, our number 2 seed, and John Hersina is the number 1 seed this week as Jimmy Certain trying to finish things off early here in the opening match.
Right now we get into the possibilities that Handegard, if he would strike out, can get to 219 if I'm adding right here. He better start doing it now. A little better speed. Still a split.
Of the 4-9 variety.
Not much as good has happened to John on television over the years.
Sue's just trying to hang on and realize that next week is another week.
Yeah.
What can you do? 1-8 though in championship round play. That's just not going to get it done. He's trying to find the formula for winning in the championship round, and some players have gone through their entire careers not being able to solve that.
Well, Dan, it does go in streaks. I know that in my own personal history, I went from 1972 through 79 and never won a game on TV, and then suddenly from 79 through 83 or 4, I won like 16 out of the next 19. So,
well, how do you explain Jimmy Pensac's run at this point?
Well, Jimmy Pensac is really on a run. He's a very emotional player as opposed to John Handegard. Jimmy just gets up there and, quote, lets it all hang out and shows his emotions and really gets into it. Handegard is very controlled and I really believe just a little bit too tight.
Mm-hmm. Pensac has won 15 consecutive matches on national television. That, of course, an all-time PBA record.
Right. He's been awesome. Every time he's needed to make the right strike, he's gotten it.
Meanwhile, speaking of strikes, Certain works on his second turkey of match number 1. This one well in hand. And a solid strike on lane 26 as Certain makes the championship round pair look relatively easy here in the opening test.
He's got both lanes under control. Right now, he's just trying to maintain concentration, timing, feel for the next match because he's going to go on and bowl David Toole, who you would figure Certain would have the advantage there too because Toole's going to be his first time in the championship round.
Interesting story, Dave Toole. We'll be discussing him in game number 2. Well, that time Certain got the ball well right of his original target, and he paid the price for the errant shot.
Well, that's what happens when it's dry right, Denny, and you get the ball to that area too quick, it bites too soon. You got to keep the ball in the oil first.
Do you think perhaps he was experimenting to see how much area he might have to the right?
No, I think it was just a lapse in concentration.
Okay. Tries to run down the split in the 10th, but it won't do him any good. However, it's more than enough to win match number 1. And that's the way you'd like to do it, huh? Stand up in the 10th frame and open and still shoot a game of 216.
Well, he had a game of X's and O's, and the X's beat the O's 7-2.
Anytime you throw 7 or more strikes, you're normally going to finish in a pretty good position. 5th place earnings this week for John Handegard. Have you checked with him? Is he bowling Riverside?
Yeah. No, I haven't checked with him.
I'm just curious because he does bowl on the national tour as well. Of course, next week we'll be in Riverside, California for the Kessler Classic. Has to be a frustrating experience right now for John Handegard. Easily one of the better players on the PBA Senior Tour, able to qualify for the championship round, but still unable to walk through the door. May have to change his formula for participating in the championship round, wouldn't you say?
Got to change something, Dad.
So game number 1 comes to an end. Jimmy Certain, a 216 to 163 victory. And coming up next,